Right now it's simultaneously noon on Tuesday and midnight on Wednesday somewhere on Earth. A phone call between London and Sydney can literally happen yesterday and tomorrow at the same time. And this mind-bending reality exists because of a decision made by railroad companies in the 1800s that accidentally created one of the most politically charged systems on our planet. Welcome back to World Explained. Over the past 2 days, we've explored how moving continents and ocean currents shape our world. Today, we're diving into something that seems simple, but is actually a fascinating mix of science, politics, and human stubbornness: time zones. Picture this, it's 1883 and you're trying to catch a train from New York to Chicago, but here's the problem. Every single town along the way has its own time. New York operates on New York time, Philadelphia has Philadelphia time, and there are literally hundreds of different local times across America. This wasn't unique to America. Every city in the world set their clocks based on when the sun was highest in the sky, what we call solar noon. Paris time was 9 minutes and 21 seconds ahead of Greenwich. Berlin was 53 minutes and 28 seconds ahead. Every major city had its own time and nobody could agree on anything. Train stations had to display multiple clocks showing different city times. Imagine trying to coordinate a meeting, or worse, trying to publish a train schedule when Pittsburgh runs 5 minutes behind Cleveland, which runs 12 minutes behind Buffalo. This chaos was literally deadly. Train collisions happened because conductors couldn't coordinate schedules across different local times. Something had to change. Enter the railroad companies, who were losing money and lives because of this time chaos. On November 18th, 1883, they did something unprecedented. They divided the entire United States into 4 time zones and declared that all trains would run on these standardized times. This day became known as the Day of Two Noons because many cities had to reset their clocks midday. But here's the kicker. This wasn't a government decision. A group of private railroad companies essentially forced the entire country to change how they told time. The public was furious. Religious groups called it playing God with time. Some cities refused to comply. Detroit kept local time until 1900. Parts of Indiana didn't fully adopt standard time until 2006. That's not a typo, 2006. But the idea was too practical to ignore. By 1929, most of the world had adopted standardized time zones, dividing the planet into 24 zones, each roughly 15 degrees of longitude wide, the distance the Earth rotates in 1 hour. The science is actually straightforward. Earth rotates 360 degrees in 24 hours, which means it rotates 15 degrees every hour. So theoretically, every 15 degrees of longitude should be 1 hour different from its neighbors. But here's where it gets interesting. If we followed this scientific logic perfectly, time zones would be straight vertical lines running from pole to pole. Instead, look at the actual time zone map. It's a mess of zigzags, curves, and seemingly random borders. Spain should be on the same time as Britain, but it's on Central European time. China, which spans what should be 5 time zones, forces its entire population to use Beijing time. Russia spans 11 time zones, while the continental United States only has 4. This creates some bizarre situations. In Western China, the sun doesn't rise until 10 a.m. in winter. In Spain, solar noon, when the sun is highest, happens at 1:30 p.m., not 12 p.m. Because time zones aren't just about science, they're about politics, economics, and national identity. Every country can choose its own time zone, and those choices reveal fascinating insights about power and priorities. China's decision to use one time zone is purely political. Beijing wanted to project unity and central control. So while it's 8 a.m. in Beijing, it's also officially 8 a.m. in Western China, even though the sun won't rise for another 2 hours. North Korea created its own time zone in 2015, Pyongyang time, putting it 30 minutes behind South Korea. This wasn't about convenience, it was about rejecting Japanese colonial time standards and asserting independence. Venezuela created a unique time zone that's offset by 30 minutes from everywhere else, partly to maximize daylight hours, but also to distance itself from US influence. When Hugo Chavez announced it, he said Venezuela was escaping the imperialism that exists in the world. Russia has changed its time zone system 6 times since 1991. Samoa skipped an entire day in 2011 to align better with Australia and New Zealand for trade. The international dateline isn't straight, it zigzags around political boundaries. Today's time zone map is beautifully chaotic. We don't just have 24 neat zones, we have 38 different time offsets. India is 5.5 hours ahead of GMT. Nepal is 5 hours and 45 minutes ahead. Why 45 minutes? Because they wanted to be different from India. Australia is a masterclass in time zone confusion. The country has 3 main time zones, but some states observe daylight saving time and others don't. During parts of the year, Australia has 5 different times running simultaneously. Daylight saving time adds another layer of complexity. Not every country observes it, and those that do change their clocks on different dates. For a few weeks each year, London and New York are 4 hours apart instead of 5. In our connected world, this creates daily challenges. Scheduling international meetings becomes a puzzle. Global markets operate across multiple time zones simultaneously. Software developers have to account for these irregularities in every application. As our world becomes more connected, some scientists and tech leaders are asking, do we still need time zones? The internet doesn't observe time zones. Cryptocurrency markets run 24/7. International space stations use Coordinated Universal Time. UTC, Coordinated Universal Time, is already the global standard for aviation, computing and scientific research. Your smartphone constantly converts between local time and UTC. Some propose we should all just adopt UTC and end the confusion. But would you want to eat dinner at 22 o'clock UTC or start work at 13 o'clock UTC? Local time connects us to the natural rhythm of day and night. Time zones, messy as they are, keep human schedules aligned with the sun. Every time you check your phone, you're seeing the result of that 1883 railroad decision mixed with decades of political maneuvering and cultural preferences. Those seemingly simple numbers on your screen represent one of humanity's most successful attempts to coordinate across vast distances. Time zones enable global commerce, international travel, and worldwide communication. They're a testament to our ability to create systems that work despite being scientifically imperfect and politically motivated. The next time you schedule a call with someone on the other side of the world, remember that you're participating in a system that's part science, part politics, and entirely human. Time zones prove that sometimes the messiest solutions are the ones that work best. We've carved up time itself to make our connected world possible. Here's my question for you. What's the most confusing time zone experience you've ever had? Missed a meeting because of time zone math? Share your time zone horror stories in the comments below. If this journey through the politics of time blew your mind, hit that like button and subscribe for more eye-opening explanations of our world. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Tomorrow we're traveling the ancient trade routes that built civilizations, and trust me, the stories are more epic than any adventure movie.